That was softer than I expected.
I can't wait till we switch partners. This is Big Dink Energy, the pickleball podcast that's half insight, half nonsense, and all entertainment. If you love pickleball, don't take yourself too seriously and think a little trash talk makes the game better, welcome home. This is the place where life and pickleball intersect. We celebrate the chaos, call out the nonsense, and put the fun back in dysfunction. You're either in or you're out. And if you're still listening, you're in. So let's go. Big Dink Energy starts now. Welcome to the Thunderdome.
What?
It's my best Tina Turner.
In the world?
That was not even
the official podcast of pickleball, the only pickleball podcast hosted by three generations. I'm the best one, who aren't pros, aren't serious, and aren't sorry about it.
That's right. We are not.
Now, listen, this episode is sponsored by Blue Balls. And yes, this is coming from Real Play today, hot off the courts.
Yeah.
I just put 4 straight hours in the court at a tournament using their animalistic paddle. Go find it now and get it in your hand. That is a live use case right there. Yeah. It was awesome today. I came in. What did I come in? Third out of
16
with the animalistic paddle. And boom, solid feel, consistent shots, no drama. If you want gear that actually holds up when you're playing hard, who doesn't? And just for looks good in a bag, the Blue Balls delivers. We play with them, we trust them, and today they showed up. People were intimidated.
You did really, really well.
I did, for being the best generation.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so we're recording this after we just played 4 hours at a tournament.
Was it only 4 hours?
It may have been longer. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it started at 7 a.m. And we're just
It feels like it did.
Was supposed to start at
sun
10,
is going down,
but there was some hiccups.
Yeah,
and so it didn't start. We didn't even start till 11.
I don't know about hiccups. There's a lot of sneezing. I can tell you that.
Oh my gosh, y'all!
You too with your allergies. My daughter with her allergies.
Texas is out of control right now.
I sneezed probably 45 times in a row, and it was so annoying.
It's just miserable.
Which, fun fact, they're not cedar trees; they're juniper trees.
Yes, I know.
Okay, I just didn't want people to correct us, getting our DMs and let us know. Those are juniper trees.
Shut up. Get off our podcast. Times.
So we did a scramble tournament. There was 16 of us, so I think it ended up being 4 pods, or it wasn't originally. Then I guess a lady showed up, but then she left, and so they had to redo all the pods. So we ended up with 3 pods of 5, and we ended up starting late, and it went on for a very, very long time. And by the end of it, I was done, y'all.
I showed up because it said scramble, and I'm like, where is the eggs? And there were no eggs at this tournament. I do not understand.
You wanted the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity?
You know I did. You know, the Cinestack. Give me a Cinestack.
I do just want to point it out that guy got third, but he was my partner twice, and both times we were.
I had to carry you. That's
what
you meant to say.
No, I carried you.
Yes.
I did.
I came in, I don't even know, because...
If you've never tried playing pickleball with an anchor around your neck.
Stop it.
We weren't even in the same pod. You and Paddle Princess were in the same pod, but I was not. I was in the pod with my sister and Kim and Lisa.
Which is weird because a group of whales is called a pod. So why are they calling pickleballers pods?
I don't know. Maybe weird. I just called. Did he call it that?
No, I think he called it group.
Oh.
But the lady who was next to you said, we're pod A, they're pod B.
Yeah.
And so that's what she called it. I don't know the actual.
It was just very long, and I'm tired.
It was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed myself.
It was a lot of fun. It was just with the allergies and everything else going on, it was just exhausting. It was taxing.
I did not play that well initially, Miss Paddle Princess, because I did have to warm up. I am of the best generation, Gen X.
Mm-hmm.
Your warm up is like 3 hours.
Hey, whatever it took, I got there, didn't I? I finally got there. Yeah, so I mean, I had a good time. It was great. I hadn't played in a while because of my maladies, my injuries. my old man-ish,
Yes, that's what I would call it.
my VA-ness.
VA-ness is what we call
Yes,
it.
your VA-ness.
Thank you to the VA taking care of me. Thank you to you letting me serve my country. You're welcome for my service.
But it was
Oh,
nice
emojis.
to start back the new year with a tournament like right out the
It
gate.
was.
Yeah.
So
Especially with so many friends.
so many friends there today.
I mean,
So it was
we
awesome.
Had a whole group of friends.
A little bit
Lisa.
of drama on the court.
A little bit of drama on the court.
Yeah, the drama was fun.
Not
to
from
watch.
us. The
No.
drama in the 3-0 group was off the chain.
Yes.
Yes.
So unnecessary. They were, every time they switched partners, there was some type of argument, some type of let's go back and watch the video.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh,
it
it was
was-
ridiculous.
yeah.
It was comical, actually. I was like, y'all, it is pickleball. Let
And you're
it go.
only 3-0s.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean-
come on.
Yeah.
This is not.
They were
it-
fighting about serves and you served and no, you served. And I was like,
It
oh
wasn't
my
even
God.
a duper rated tournament.
There wasn't even medals.
No, there
No.
weren't even medals.
There's
like,
no
why?
I kind of wonder, was the tournament like like, oh, we forgot about this?
I don't know. Usually they have medals, but I
Yeah.
don't know. But the irony is you did all that fighting
Uh-huh.
and all of that energy just negative for what?
For what reason? Like, what was there? And none of the people that were fighting got on the podium. Like, none of
That's why, because they weren't having fun.
right.
Yeah.
None of them made the podium. It was like
I'm glad you know, because I was still
you were
playing.
still playing. You had two
like
games,
two more
left.
games left, and so I'm glad you got to see who got on the podium because
It was awesome.
they were. Oh my gosh, they were
It was
obnoxious. It was so bad.
hilarious.
You two knew everybody there. Like, who were some of the people that were there that you all knew?
Lots of people. Well, we brought Janine in, and
Janine,
she got
it
to
was
play.
so nice to meet her.
And then, Kim and Lisa and
Kim,
Michelle
yes.
and just lots of great people. Like and they were all in our 2.5. So we just have fun.
Yeah.
Did you know who I was missing? Ricky.
Ricky wasn't
Ricky
there.
wasn't there.
I missed
But
Ricky.
we had
I'm
Dale.
gonna have to text him.
We
Yes,
had
was
Dale.
really good. Dale was
Do
really
not
good.
sleep on Dale. If
No.
you are going to play Dale, he's tall and he wears 2 knee braces, but do not sleep on
I
that
think
dude.
that Dale's gonna go up into the
yeah, for
3-0
sure.
like by the next
He probably
tournament.
doesn't want to because those people were mean.
They were,
Yeah.
but it was so funny because
The Mean
Guy
Girls
and
Club.
Dale were on the same team, and Tempe's like, "Look, the nursing home is over there playing."
Look, the nursing home beat y'all.
Yeah, you did.
That is true. That
you
is
did.
true.
It's fine. But it was still just so funny.
We had Jello to look forward to, so we had to get
You
there.
guys had to get done by 5
Yeah.
so you can make dinner.
That's late. What are you talking about?
It's
5?
bedtime.
You guys are going to miss arts and crafts.
Matlock's on.
We can't
I gotta
miss
watch
the intro.
Jessica Fletcher ride her bike for 15 minutes of an opening.
Exactly. No, but it was a great time. Lots of friends, lots of laughs. Just a very long day.
Very long day.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Yes. We keep getting the fan mail, and please keep sending it in to us. We love to hear from you all out there to know that we're doing something in your life or making a difference at least, or you had us on for a second. I don't care what it is. Just send it in. This is Janine Ratcliffe. She said she listened to our podcast after meeting us this week, and she loved it and was so excited to play pickleball with us. Well, Janine, we were equally excited to play with you as well.
Just the tip. Quick pickleball wisdom in and out before you know it. I just learned this 2 days ago. A 2E is a two-handed backhand.
Two-hand backhand.
Yes. So I always am like, two-hand backhand. Apparently, it has a name. It's called a 2E.
Oh, no, that's Chewy.
That's chewy. So
that.
players use this for more control, added stability, extra power on the backhand side. It's especially helpful on hard shots or when you're stretched and need the paddle to feel locked in. We will not be doing 2Es. I can tell you that.
I want to learn.
Just the tip.
It's time for Pickle Pals.
Yes, Pickle Pals. And today's guest was once a child actor who shared the screen with none other than Robin Williams in Bicentennial Man. He grew up to be a comedian, trained at UCB Theater, had his sketch comedy featured on Funny or Die and College Humor, and appeared in Dear White People on Netflix. But somewhere along the way, he picked up a paddle, started an Instagram account called Dink Different, and built a following of over 16,000 pickleballers. And now he has attempted an insane 40-hour world record. We're going to talk about that. Now, from West Hollywood, California, welcome Igor Hiller. Now, Igor, listen, first question. You were literally in a movie about a robot trying to become human, and you've tried to play pickleball for 40 hours. Is this kind of method acting now?
Well, I think if I were a robot, maybe we would have been successful. It's our wet human parts that sounds more disgusting than it is that let us down.
Yeah.
I really appreciated that intro, Guy. You're a real professional. I see why this is the official podcast of Pickleball. It all makes sense now.
We would love for Pickleball to know that we are the official, even though we tagged ourselves that. So thanks for that compliment. Oh, yeah. So let's unpack that a little bit then. So the 40 hours, man, I've done a couple weird things in my life, being in the military and doing some special operations stuff. But the 40 hours of pickleball, that sounds like a hill I could never climb.
Yeah, I think that what we did is definitely more difficult than any special ops stuff, and certainly way more important to the country.
Thank you for your service.
Of course, yeah, and I appreciate you saying that, and I don't hear it enough. And I wish that I would get better seats on planes, but maybe next year. That's really cool, Guy. By the way, I'd love to hear more about that. That's amazing.
Yeah, just stuff I did. But yeah, that's so. I mean, how many hours? What did you get?
Yeah, so we made it to 24 and a half, and yeah, we had to stop because one of the guys he stopped. He lost feeling in his hand.
Oh, geez.
And it was the middle of the night. And we kind of didn't know what was going on. We were scared. One of the things we were worried about is heart trouble.
Oh, yeah.
And so we were scared that he was having a stroke or something. It turned out later, after he went to the doctor, that he had torn some of his wrist tendons a little bit, I think he could have kept going, you know what I'm saying? No, but
yeah, what a wuss, man.
You're saying that, not me. I would never say that publicly.
No.
But yeah, so that's what happened. Yeah, we still had a long ways to go, so we had to stop.
Any thoughts of trying to get in the future, or trying to kill your friends that way?
Well, it would be a fun way to get my resentment out, but I think that I don't know, because, it was really crazy what happened 2 weeks after us. I don't know if you heard about this, but 2 separate groups also attempted, one in, I think it was Pennsylvania, and then the other in Texas. Yeah. They attempted to break the same record, and they started, I think, 16 hours apart or something. And the first group, they went for 48 hours, and then the second group went for 49.
Oh, my gosh.
So now we have to see if Guinness is going to validate their attempt, because that's a whole kind of admin thing, and Guinness is really particular about it. But I don't know. I mean, the thought of going for 50 hours just sounds really horrible. I kind of want to break a different record, like most serves in a minute or something.
Yeah. And Guinness is one of those. It's a weird thing for people who don't know the background of how those things usually get done and then set and then broken. And I guess I'm weird because I have 2 friends that are Guinness World Record holders, and now obviously being connected to you, attempting. Maybe it's my catalyst that says you got to go try something. But I'm not that ambitious for sure.
You clearly you've got a type. Yeah. But I think that people don't realize, I mean, I guess it makes sense because they're the keeper of the record, so they're going to be really particular about rules and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of very specific things that you got to get right when you try to officially break it.
So Bicentennial Man with Robin Williams. I remember growing up watching Robin Williams. Do you remember much of that?
Oh, yeah. That was very memorable. I was, I think, 11 at the time, and I was a big Robin Williams fan. I mean, he was in all these movies that I watched as a kid. I remember Flubber and Mrs. Doubtfire.
Absolutely.
These are real classics. Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. It was really, really cool to be on set with him. And he was a really sweet guy and naturally funny and very generous with his time. He just wanted, there are some actors that when they're working on set, they want to keep to themselves and they want to kind of stay in the zone. And then other actors that just want to chat and socialize. And he was one of those. And I had my dad with me on set, and my dad was like this huge Robin Williams fan. And he was so nice to him. And and one of the things that blew my mind is he could speak Russian
Wow.
essentially fluently,
Wow.
which was crazy. I speak Russian with my family, and he was talking to us in Russian. It was crazy. I mean, the guy, Robin Williams was a real genius. So that was a very cool, moment for me.
Yeah, that should have come to me naturally. With a name like Igor, either you're ringing a bell in Notre Dame or you have some sort of Eastern Bloc background, right?
Yeah, Igor, I always tell people it's like, was I an ugly baby? I mean, what was going on there? But yeah, I was born in Ukraine, and there, Igor is like Jim.
Yeah.
There's just a bunch of Igors running around.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, of course, you have, Young Frankenstein and the comedy that came along with that, too. So I'm sure you've gotten that.
It's not a comedy to me. It ruined my life.
Well, I mean, with the first name Guy, obviously I had to learn to fight early in school, because you get compared to guys.
Now the special ops makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I had to go deep undercover. So, you kind of brought out that you had a good time with it, but, we hear a lot of child actors, they have complicated relationships at that time in their lives. And it seems like you look back on it kind of fondly.
Well, yeah, that's just because I wasn't successful enough for it to have ruined my life. I never got to the cocaine phase of child acting.
Dang it, so close.
I know. I know. So it was, I had the experience where it was like, some kids, they go to like soccer after school.
Yeah.
And for me, it was, going to auditions and doing this thing. This was like my after school thing. And then sometimes there would be like these really cool experiences, like getting to be, in movies or in commercials and stuff like that. But when I was a kid, for me, it was just very fun and natural and no problem. But then like, as I got to like start, becoming a teenager, it switched for me, and I started getting really in my head. And then there was, I guess, like a little bit of a cliche child actor thing where my dad started to like, it felt a little bit more pressure. It was like, hey, we got to really prep for this audition. This isn't natural enough. Let's practice again. Let's practice again. And I did start to feel it started all of a sudden to be about something else and not just, being in the flow of it. And that's when I stopped, at least as a kid. And then I came back to it when I was an adult.
Give me 30 seconds to tell you about something that really matters. Dink and Dash is the app built for people who actually play pickleball. Log games in your Dink diary, add your pickle pals, and earn badges for the memories you're making on and off the court. It's not about stats. It's about friends made, courts played, memories saved. Quick thank you to our pickle partners who backed this early. The Pretty Pickleball Company, Dinky Balls, Dink Ninja, Pickleball Light Grip Pro, Dink Date, and Guardian Pickleball. We see you. All right, now back to the chaos. Well, that's interesting. I have a little bit of that. I did some TikToks that went kind of viral, and then it because I like to make these things all about me. But it was the pressure then. It was like, we got to produce. What's the next hit? And we got to be doing this every day. And now I got to do 2 a day. And I just walked away from it. I was like, nah, I'm out. I already have a job. I have 2 jobs actually. And so no, we're not doing this as a third job. There's only so many hours in a week.
Yeah, well, social media is definitely no joke. And I think, and whatever you do, if you don't enjoy the process of it, I don't know how you could last without losing your mind.
Yeah, losing a part of yourself too. So, then you go into comedy or became a comedian, trained at UCB, right? Had a sketch team called Kids Table, right?
Yeah.
You got featured on Funny or Die, College Humor. I mean, great sites. And then appeared in Dear White People.
Some top sites.
Yeah. So how was all that kind of transitioning in there?
Yeah, well, after college, I just always loved comedy. I was interested in comedy. I was a nerd. I mean, even when I was a kid, I was such a nerd. I'm checking out joke books from the library. I'm memorizing them. Yeah. Then I'm going to school and trying them out on people. So all that stuff is always really fun for me. But then also, I would watch documentaries about comedians. I wanted to know, what are these guys like behind the scenes? I wanted to be in that world. And so that's what I did, instead of going to law school. And that was a mistake. I just want to say, go to law school if you're thinking about it. Instead of doing that, I went to LA and started doing that. So UCB is the Upright Citizens Brigade. And it was especially at the time, like the top improv comedy training center. And so I went in there and I was an intern and I'm cleaning the toilet. And then I'm getting to meet, all the top comedians, Aziz Ansari's coming through and Sarah Silverman and all these, Louis C.K., they're all coming by and they're practicing their jokes that they're just reading from their notebook. And it was so
just
exciting.
Little workshops.
Oh yeah. And making friends. And that's where, I met my friend Marvin and we started this sketch group, the Kids Table, because he had just graduated film school and now he's a director. He's, he directed a Disney movie.
Wow.
And so, being in these circles and getting to be creative and starting to write and I'm performing improv around town, all of this, training and experiences, it was super exciting. And it just it helped me to sharpen, because I think a lot of people, first of all, some of the funniest people I know are not comedians. Like they're not working in comedy, they're not working in entertainment. But I think if you want to do that, you need to train the muscle of being able to do it every day.
Yeah.
And, like there's a Jay Leno quote. It's like, yeah, you can be funny at a party, but can you be funny every night at 7 and 11 p.m.?
That's right. Yeah.
Like, and that's, I think, the kind of the difference. So that was really cool. And getting to, the sketch group, we did all kinds of different genres and it was a lot of fun. I think I just wanted to it was a long story, but I had an experience working for a production company when I was really, really new to LA. And I wanted to, move up. I wanted to work with the creator of the show. And they were like, look, man, that's not how it works here.
Right.
You start at the bottom and then when there's an opening, you move up. And then eventually if there's an opportunity, then you'll get that chance. And I was like, I don't want to wait. I want to create my own opportunities. I've always had like a little bit of an entrepreneurial streak in that way, or maybe it's just impatience and not wanting to wait in lines. So I just, I got together with other people and wanted to make my own stuff.
I love it. So, obviously comedy, people that know, they know comedy is all about timing and reading the audience, obviously. How do you find, did that translate pretty good to reading people on the pickleball court?
That's funny. Well, I think one of the great things about pickleball is people's quirks come out.
Yeah.
Like I love seeing quirks. I love seeing, and there's quirks on every level. Like from the way that somebody has their serve routine.
Yeah.
Is like that's quirky to the way that they are with themselves after they miss a shot or make a shot. Is somebody talking smack? Are they all these things are so funny. How are they is somebody coming to the court 5 minutes late, juggling 3 coffees, or are they there ready to warm up? All these things are really funny to notice. And I don't know as far as if it helps me in terms of analysis. I wish I was smarter with reading my opponents. I think I would do better in tournaments. But I do like seeing how weird people are.
Yeah, I love it. I'm a people watcher, airports, all that kind of stuff. I love to sit and the pickleball court is kind of like the malls used to be. You're going to see every walk of life out there. And the quirks are so interesting to me. And it kind of leads me down paths of humor. I could easily make fun of that. I could trash talk that, but that's my inner monologue that I don't always bring out on the court. So that probably, thankfully, I wouldn't be invited back much.
It's for the best.
Yeah. So let's talk about Dink Different. Obviously, on Apple, there's Think Different. So I don't know if there's some intentionality there. Are you kind of trying to be like the Steve Jobs of pickleball?
Thank you for recognizing that. Yeah. And I do have a mobile phone coming out that I've been working on. And you can, no, but that is where I got the inspiration from, mostly because it just basically sounded the same and I kind of liked it. But I always liked that tagline, Think Different. And I liked what it stood for. And I think too, it was aligned where Dink Different came from for me, because I was just sort of seeing what people were making online, like the pickleball videos. And I thought oh, maybe these could be a little bit different, for lack of a better word. Yeah, maybe they seemed a little bit the same. They seemed a little bit the same. But I also in general, in terms of a frame of mind or a perspective on life, I think that it's always worth coming at the same things from a different angle. What does it look like when you turn a thought or way of seeing things on its head, or left to right, or inside out? Then what's true? I also, in between, there was a few years where I worked as a life coach, and one of the things that you do there is you take one of the ways that you work it is you take a belief of yours and then you flip it and you go, if this was true, then what?
Yeah. Yep.
And just see what comes up. It doesn't mean necessarily that that's more accurate, but what would that reveal,
Mhm.
you know? And that stuff always just is attractive to me. So I think that's kind of what the name is at least partly
I
about.
like that. I like that. See, I mean, I'll brag for you. You got over 16,000 followers, and you're making pickleball content in LA, and that's obviously one of the hot spots, the most competitive content out there. So, for you, what's working? Is it just the humor, or what makes people hit follow?
No, I think, well, first of all, I don't 100% know. I think there's always some amount of you don't know what's going on.
Mhm.
But from what I see, it's a combo of funny stuff that people click follow for and helpful stuff that people click follow for. And then I would say like a third little bucket is, I would call it like culture.
Yeah.
So if I'm
Okay.
talking about like what is the etiquette on the court? How do you talk to, what is, stuff about like ball on and calling out and, if you, if you lost and now it's time to put the paddles back in the rack, like don't run and sprint and beat the people there that just won the game. Like give them the right of way.
That's right.
These kinds of things.
These people they're royalty now. I mean, really, they've just won.
They're royalty for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they deserve it, So I think that those things kind of also speak to people.
I think you're right, and the comedy comes in sometimes from the regionality of pickleball too. Like you take someone from LA pickleball and put them in Texas pickleball, even in the summer. That's going to be a huge shift in dynamics there. And then likewise, if we take someone from Texas and put them in New York pickleball, there's going to be some dynamics there that will probably lend itself to comedy. So I bet you find a lot of that on the court. The comedy just comes naturally from the different characters that are out there.
Yeah, for sure. And usually, like if something happens and it just makes me go like, "Huh," then I'll make a little note in my phone, and that'll be like a half idea that maybe I could turn into something.
Yeah.
Man, that regionality thing is so true though. And it really, like, one of my goals is to be able to just travel more and play pickleball in different places, not only in the States, but internationally, and get to see some of these cultural differences. I was just in Minnesota for Thanksgiving and I was playing, at an indoor court.
Yeah, obviously.
And it was me and yes, and I had another person, and then I asked two random people if they wanted to play, and the lady that I was with, she was like, "Oh, we would never ask anyone else to play like that. We only play with our set groups." She had never in 2 or 3 years of playing pickleball, she'd never kind of just played with strangers like that. I thought, oh wow, that's interesting. Here, I started at a park, so that was more normal.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about that then. Plumber Park, you want to give them a shout out in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
What makes them so special?
Yeah, Plumber Park in WeHo, run by Tenacity and the city of West Hollywood. It was very open. I just had like the sort of classic open play experience where I see people playing. I go, how do I do this? They go, this is how you do it. Come on this day, this time. This is how. And I just showed up and was messing up, left and right and missing everything. And people are going, it's okay. It's okay. Just keep trying. And, then like a month later, they go, hey, have you ever heard of this shot? It's called, a third shot drop. Did you know you could
What?
You could hit the ball, kind of slow. You can hit it up actually instead of just straight ahead as hard as you can.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's so wild.
Yeah.
It's just a nice energy.
Yeah.
It's good people who I just always I felt welcome there, and it was close to where I live, and it just made me I wanted to just keep coming back, and then you just have this bizarre experience as an adult where all of a sudden you're making friends unexpectedly and with people that you wouldn't normally think are going to now become a part of your life. And I started experiencing that. And so, I just have kept coming back, and now it's been 3.5 years, and now I teach there, I coach there, and I still play there all the time.
That's so awesome.
There, I got a game at 3 today.
Oh, dang. Oh, nice.
Yes.
So, I absolutely love that. There's so there's some communities that are like pickleball. The thing I equate it to that I understand is kind of like motorcycle riders. You won't break down on the side of the road on a motorcycle and not have 18 bikes stop that see you and ask how they can help. And it's kind of like that in the pickleball court where, everybody wants to surround you and everybody wants to be part of the community. And I think as so much of the world, if they don't have that in their life, then they're missing out because they don't have someone that puts their arms around them during the dark times or the down times, or can laugh and cry along with them. So yeah, that's one of the great things about pickleball for me.
It's unreal, and I think that's the thing that we've got to preserve, because pickleball does have this phenomenon of once you get a little better, all of a sudden you don't want to play with beginners anymore.
Yeah.
And so that it's like we've just got to watch that and really continue to remember what our positive experience was like at the beginning.
Yeah.
And pass that on to other people, even if it feels annoying at first.
Yeah.
Because I especially, I teach an intro to pickleball class every week, so teaching people from zero. I've probably taught like 1,000 people now how to play pickleball from zero. Yeah. And seeing, adults, fully grown adults get all of a sudden that like when they hit the ball for the first time and it goes where they want it to go and they just like light up and laugh.
Yeah.
It's an amazing experience. You see with kids, but with adults, it becomes more rare, and it's special.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. You see so many people have lost that spark, right? And when you can cause that spark on the court, you just lit a fire in somebody, then you're attached to them too, just as they're attached to you. Because I remember my first intro court class, and I still know the guy who I still play at the court, and we talk every time because it was so impactful. And so I love that you're doing that for people and getting them into the sport and just kind of putting your arms around them and causing a spark inside them, especially as an adult.
It's really cool to see. It is special. There's an 87-year-old guy also who plays, and he just sent us an email and was saying, like, he's like asking about programming. He wants to sign up for all kinds of stuff. He's saying because he's like, I feel dedicated to this. I want to improve. He even says like, I want to be respected on the court is what he's saying. And he goes, pickleball and, your programming over here in WeHo it's literally extending my life.
Well, yeah.
And
wow.
You get messages like that and it's like, whoa.
Yeah. All the terrible people, that are out there and come in across your life at some point, that kind of just erases it right then. It just illustrates, okay, this is absolutely why I'm doing it for sure.
Yeah.
So 5 years from now, right? What does success look like for Dink Different, for Igor? What's going on in 5 years from now?
Well, first of all, I think success would be, when I was talking about that travel, like if that would be part of the job, quote unquote, is going around. I had this experience. I was on vacation with my girlfriend. We were in Copenhagen, and of course, what do? You travel with your paddle. You got to travel with your paddle. And, I'm in Denmark, and I managed to get on some Facebook group with 60 people and have it auto translate into English, and I find this open play. And it was amazing. They called it American style open play over there.
So there's a bunch of hot dogs and fat people out there?
It was like, what they meant by it was like, because over there, if you want to play pickleball, you have to be part of a private club.
Oh, wow.
Like you need to pay that's the only way they do it. So this was in a park on, this like weird gravelly cement. And this kid, he would come and literally chalk the lines.
Oh, nice.
So there, the kitchen's all squiggly,
Yeah, old world style.
Yeah, there we go. But it was so cool, that this kid, he's a college student. I call him a kid, but he's a college student. He studied abroad at Berkeley, and then he brought back pickleball to Copenhagen, and he's starting to teach his community, and people are coming, and he's chalking 3 courts. And I was like, oh man, it was so cool to see. I'm talking to him, and I was thinking, man, I would love to tell these kinds of stories, So,
Yeah.
You're saying 5 years from now, man, I've always liked, like, I think I'm an okay actor, but I think I'm a pretty good, what you're doing here, you're hosting. I like hosting. I would love to do that kind of a thing, to go around, to profile, to see the people who are, really, really, really supporting and bringing pickleball to their communities, especially internationally, not just in America.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. And
overshadowing soccer for sure.
Yeah, soccer, your days are numbered.
That's
brother.
right. We're coming for you.
It's over, brother.
We're coming for you, soccer.
This is the last World Series Cup, brother. See, I don't even know the name. Who cares?
Yeah, they're going to score in a net or something like that, I think. They call it
Who
football.
cares?
get out of here.
Yeah.
Out of here with your nonsense.
Start using your hands. They're fun.
I love it. So being the official ambassador, worldwide ambassador, and crushing soccer
Well, that would
everywhere
be
you
fun,
go.
but not just, profiling it, from that way. I think also, what you said, we're talking about the characters of pickleball and the weird moments, the weird people, like that's also really fun for me. Like I love getting kooky with kooky people and seeing what is going on. So, there's a show, Nathan For You. And if you've ever seen it, he sort of, the premise is, hey, I'm going to help business owners with their business. But then he like starts to burrow into their lives a little bit. And I was thinking that would be fun. That would be fun with pickleball. So I think that would be nice. And then I think too, from like a media side, just shining a light on all the different sides of pickleball, whether it's, the local, the businessy side, the pro side, and just, helping continue it to grow and being like a media brand in that. But that's not too stale and not... I don't like there's some pickleball like media things where they'll just post like pickleball fights.
Yeah.
And
that's easy.
Weird, like that kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's low barrier.
That
low
isn't as
stuff.
Interesting to me. Yeah.
Maybe.
I get that gets views, but that's, I don't know, it doesn't really speak to me. So I would want to, do other stuff, like stuff that I'm kind of a nerd for.
Yeah. Maybe pickleball brand rescue around the world. Like the restaurant rescues and stuff like that, where they get really involved. Like, how bad do you suck? And then I'm going to help you figure this out.
Put me in, coach.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, let me ask this before we wrap up. Robin Williams still with us, right? And we get him on a pickleball court. What do you think his game would be like?
Oh my God, his game would be complete chaos. Like he would be jumping around. He would be doing voices, noises. He would start mimicking everybody else on the court. He would start mimicking
nanu.
Bird calls. Nanu. Yeah, he would be doing behind the backs. I don't think he would hit at one normal shot.
No.
Everything would be a tweener.
Yeah,
it would be amazing.
Yeah, I think so too. When I was doing the research, I thought about that. I said, man, I got to ask him this because I have a vision of it myself. So, Igor, how's everybody going to find you, connect with you, and stay up with everything you're doing?
Yeah, I think probably the best is Instagram. Just find me, Dink Different Pickleball on Instagram. I'm on the others too, but right now that's where I'm really the most active and present. And I think probably more stuff to come, but for now that's where to find me.
Yeah, obviously with doing this, it's going to blow you up overnight. So I hope you're prepared for all the success that comes out of this.
You said that was kind of why I agreed to come on.
Yeah.
For you kind of pledged that as a promise.
Yeah, I'm going to guarantee right now 3 more followers for sure. You can take that to the bank.
Okay, that'll work.
Igor, Ukraine Jim, thanks so much for being on the Big Dink Energy podcast, man. We love having you.
Thank you. Love what you're doing, and I'm glad you're getting. I know you had James Ignatowicz on recently, and so now me. So I'm glad that you're having pro after pro.
We've the bar was there, and then now it's up here with you. I don't know where we go from here. I think we've hit the pinnacle, but we'll take a look.
Yep, I think you can probably just end it here.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks so much for being on.
Thank you.
It's time for Pick Six.
Yes. Pick Six is where we take one question, each bring 2 answers, and immediately regret agreeing to this segment. I can tell you that. So the question this week for Pick Six is this: things you can say in pickleball, but not to your partner or your spouse.
Next time, aim lower.
Don't come in the kitchen.
Yikes. I love when you give me a soft one right down the middle.
Yes.
That was softer than I expected.
He's a banger.
I can't wait till we switch partners.
Yes.
Tell us what you think. Let us know in the comments. Send us yours. What can you say in pickleball, but not to your spouse?
Oh my God, I love that.
News you can use.
You don't have to pay extra for those sound effects, folks.
No, he brought that into the new year just for you.
That's right.
All right, so here's some news you can use.
We'll see.
When you hear Tesla, you probably think electric cars. not Nikola Tesla, the scientist it's named after. Times change, and now Tesla has entered pickleball.
Yes.
They teamed up with Selkirk to release a Tesla-branded pickleball paddle. It looks slick, very Tesla, very minimalist. But here's the catch. It's $350.
No.
Elon, send me
Immediately no.
So unless this paddle parallel parks itself or
Yeah.
comes with autopilot, I'm not sure I'm convinced to buy it.
No.
It's a cool collab, but I think the jury's still out on this.
It's not
You're
out
just
for me.
paying for the name.
The jury
You're
is
just
not out for me.
paying for
I
the
am
name.
going to get one. If someone knows Elon, shout him out. Let him know I need one of those paddles. Or Selkirk, get up in our DMs. Let me know how I can get one of those.
Okay, both those companies are like really, really cool, and we're not.
Right.
They know me. They know me by now.
We are not on their
Yeah.
level.
We are not. They're like,
Selkirk
yeah,
is
let
like,
us.
is there a 1.5 out
get
there we
on
can
my
send a
level.
paddle to?
They're like, all those paddles that we don't need, yes, send them to Big Dink Energy.
Yeah.
Those people don't care.
No.
Yeah, so kind of cool. We'll see. We'll see if Guy ends up getting a paddle.
Yep, I am for sure.
If you're out there and you have this paddle, please let us
Yes.
know.
I
Take a
want
pic.
to
Take a
know
pic and
if it
send
is
it.
just a gimmick.
I want to know
Like-
no
too.
way.
Tesla really doesn't do anything gimmicky.
But I feel like you're
They don't. You're don't be a
Have
hater.
you seen the
Don't be a
Cybertruck?
hater. You're listening to the noise.
You like
you're
the
just
Cybertruck. I'm not
love
a
it.
fan.
Love the Cybertruck. You know why you don't love it? Because you haven't driven it.
I don't like it because I have control issues.
No, you
Okay.
do. Yes,
I
you
literally
definitely do.
watched a video of a guy taking the Cybertruck apart with just his hands the other day.
Yeah, but you could. Yeah, but sit in there and try to get shot. Not going to happen. You're protected.
Okay.
That's not always my worry every day.
Can you drive through a puddle of mud without getting stuck?
I
no.
just feel
Yes.
like I
No.
feel-
Yes.
No, I watched it.
It beats Ferraris on the road.
how
And-
do I get
and-
through Chick-fil-A? Is it can you fit through there?
You
Okay,
people,
it
you're
can beat
listening
a
to the noise.
Ferrari on the road,
You're
but a
listening
truck
to the noise.
is meant for off-roading
I
and
bet you it
country
beats
use.
a Ferrari off road too.
I bet you can't even pull a bass boat.
Oh, baloney.
Nope.
Baloney.
I bet you couldn't even pull bass
He
boat.
couldn't pull a tick off a hound dog's leg.
Hound dog.
Can you like go get shit from Lowe's? Is that it?
Yes.
It doesn't even look like it.
No.
Can,
Yes.
Well, you gonna put a ladder
You
in
two
there?
are way into the weeds right now. We're talking about a
I'm
paddle.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Self-drive that paddle right over here, Elon.
Okay.
That's it for this episode. Unless you've got something to say, think we got it wrong, have a better take, we want to hear it. Find us at bdepodcast.com or at BDE Podcast on the socials. Drop us a message. We might just feature you in the next episode. If you had a good time, well, samesies. If not, maybe try again. We grow on people. So you know the deal. Follow the show, tell a friend, and leave us a review. Or just pretend this never happened. Until next time, keep the dink soft and the energy big.
Why were they all sexual?